The hospital hopes that advanced robotic surgery systems can provide a more accurate treatment for patients. Mimosa, Ngai, TVB News.
President Xi Jinping meets French and EU leaders in Paris, saying China regards Europe as an important dimension of its foreign policy. The Israeli army orders Palestinians to evacuate from parts of Rafah in southern Gaza, and ahead of an expected military operation. And locally, the exchange fund posts a $54 billion investment gain in the first quarter of the year. Good evening, and thank you for joining us. President Xi Jinping today held a trilateral meeting with French President Emmanuel Macron and European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen in Paris. She arrived in Paris on Sunday for a state visit at the invitation of Macron. This is the second state visit by China's head of state to France. Xi will also visit Serbia and Hungary during his three-nation trip. Nasri Karim with more. The Israeli army today ordered tens of thousands of people in the southern Gaza city of Rafah to begin evacuating, signaling that a long-promised ground invasion could be imminent. The announcement earlier, 3 Israeli soldiers were killed in a rocket attack claimed by Hamas, forcing the IDF to close its Kerem Shalom crossing. Meanwhile, the World Food Programme said the north of Gaza is suffering from a full-blown famine. This as Israel shuts down broadcaster Al Jazeera from operating inside the country. NBC News has the story.
Tonight, another massive blow.
Pro-Palestinian protests at college campuses continue across the U.S., with the students now targeting graduation ceremonies. NBC has more. In a joint operation, police and the Department of Health, Tobacco and Alcohol Control Office have seized a batch of drugs suspected to be anesthesia drug etomidate in Yunnan. And for the first time, smoking devices for the drug were also seized. A 19-year-old female shop assistant was arrested. The exchange fund recorded an investment gain of $54.3 billion in the first quarter of the year, despite underwhelming performances of the local stock market. The Hong Kong Monetary Authority expects a high interest rate environment to persist for some time, and investment risks will remain. More than 750,000 mainland tourists were estimated to have visited the city over the Golden Week holidays. The figure is an increase of over 20% from last year, but many business sectors noted the holiday period failed to bring about an expected boost in revenue. Still ahead. Welcome back. The death toll from heavy rain that caused flooding in Rio Grande do Sul in the south of Brazil has risen to at least 78, with more than 100 people missing and 115,000 others displaced. This as the Brazilian president and his cabinet arrived at the site Sunday to discuss rescue and reconstruction efforts. Tracy Furness has more. At least 14 kindergartens announced that they will cease operations in this school year. The education sector expects that the wave of closures will continue. The hospital authority is planning to shorten the duration of professional diploma in nursing programs in its nursing schools from 4 years to 3.5 years. The nursing school said there will be no change in course content and that the new arrangement will benefit students' ability to practice. Timothy Lee tells us more.
Telling patients that
The Hong Kong Adventist Hospital announced the establishment of a robotic surgery center today. The hospital also introduced 2 cutting-edge robotic systems, which focus on spinal surgery and total knee replacement. Mimosa Ngai reports.
This doctor is using a screwdriver to implant screws into a practice.
So I can decide precisely how much millimeter I'm going to cut by this method.
The hospital hopes that advanced robotic surgery systems can provide a more accurate treatment for patients. Mimosa, TVB News.
The exhibition of luminous art installations in Admiralty has been extended until early June. The public can visit without reservation starting from Wednesday. Over to sports. British driver Lando Norris earned his first Formula One race victory by taking the checkered flag at the Miami Grand Prix. Tennis. Andrei Rublev rallied to beat Felix Auger-Aliassime for 6-7-5, 7-5 and win the Madrid Open tennis tournament for the first time. And that's the news. Thank you for watching.